Life isn't always fair. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, things just don't go your way. But here's the truth. Fairness is not something life promises us. And yet, how we respond to this truth decides everything. Today, I want to tell you a story. A story of a young man who felt life was deeply unfair, until one simple Stoic reminder changed the way he lived forever. There was once a boy named Daniel. Daniel was smart, he was hardworking, and he always tried to do the right thing. But for some reason, life never seemed to reward him. At school, no matter how hard he studied, someone else always got the top grades. On the sports field, no matter how much he practiced, someone else was always chosen first. Even at home, he felt invisible. His efforts to make his parents proud often went unnoticed, while his younger brother seemed to receive all the attention. Daniel's heart carried a silent pain. Every night he would lie awake thinking, why is life so unfair? Why do others get what I deserve? And maybe you've asked yourself the same question too. One day, things reached a breaking point. Daniel had been preparing for a big competition at school, a speech contest. He practiced every day. He poured his heart into it. He believed this was his chance to finally be seen. The day of the contest arrived. Daniel walked onto the stage with shaky hands, but a determined heart. He gave it his best. When it was over, he felt proud. For once, he thought he had done something worthy of recognition. But when the winners were announced, his name wasn't called. Instead, the prize went to a student who barely practiced, someone Daniel knew hadn't put in half the effort he did. The audience clapped. Everyone cheered. But Daniel just stood there, crushed. He walked home in silence that day. His mind screamed, "Why? Why does life reward the lazy and punish the hardworking? Why is everything against me?" And in that moment, Daniel felt the weight of life's unfairness like never before. That evening, Daniel's grandfather noticed the sadness in his eyes. His grandfather was an old man, calm and quiet, who often spent his evenings reading by the window. He looked at Daniel and said gently, "Life has disappointed you today, hasn't it?" Daniel couldn't hold back anymore. He burst out, "Yes, I worked so hard. I gave my best, and still I was ignored. Others get everything so easily. It's not fair." His grandfather closed his book, looked at him with kind eyes, and said, "Daniel, let me tell you something the Stoics believed, something that may help you." He leaned closer and said, "Life was never meant to be fair. Life simply is. It gives and takes without reason. But here's the secret. Your power lies not in what happens to you, but in how you respond to it." Daniel frowned. He didn't understand. His grandfather continued, "The Stoic philosophers taught this. We cannot control the outside world. We cannot control luck or other people or even life's fairness. But we can always control ourselves, our thoughts, our choices, our actions. That is where freedom lives." Daniel listened quietly. "Think about it," his grandfather said. "If you tie your happiness to winning or losing, to praise or criticism, you will always suffer, because those things are not in your control. But if you tie your happiness to effort, to courage, to doing your best, you will never lose, because those things are always yours." Daniel sat still. His heart slowly began to shift. That night, Daniel wrote in his journal, "Life may not reward me, but I will reward myself with effort. I will focus on what I can control and let go of what I cannot." From that day, he lived differently. When he studied, he no longer worried about being first. He studied because learning made him stronger. When he played sports, he no longer compared himself to others. He played to test his own limits. And when he spoke, he no longer spoke to win approval. He spoke to share his truth. Slowly, something remarkable happened. Daniel became calmer. He smiled more. He carried himself with quiet confidence. People began to notice, not because life suddenly became fair, but because Daniel stopped letting unfairness steal his peace. So, what does this story teach us? Life will not always treat you fairly. You will see people cheat and win. You will see lazy people succeed while hardworking people struggle. You will see kindness ignored and arrogance rewarded. And when that happens, you will feel what Daniel felt: frustration, anger, sadness. But here is the Stoic reminder that can save you. Do not waste your energy on what you cannot control. Instead, master yourself, your thoughts, your actions, your response. Because fairness is not promised, but freedom of choice is always yours. When life feels unfair, remember this: no one can take away your effort. No one can take away your courage. No one can take away your inner strength unless you give it away. So keep walking, keep trying, keep choosing to do the right thing. Not because life is fair, but because you have the power to live with honor, regardless of life's fairness. And maybe, just maybe, when you stop chasing fairness, you will find something greater: peace. So the next time life feels unfair, pause, breathe, and ask yourself, what can I control right now? Because the answer to that question may just change your entire life.